Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Please subscribe so you can get notifications when I upload new videos. I upload 1 to 2 videos every week, so please subscribe. Today I want to share with you my experience with buying perfume on eBay. This is the first time I've bought anything on eBay, and I learned a few things, and I thought I would share that experience with you in case you are also considering buying something on eBay and you are new like me. Of course, I'm fairly new to this process and my experience is limited only to these 3 purchases. But all you eBay veterans out there, I'm sure you would have a lot more tips to share. And if you're watching this, please feel free to share your tips in the comments below. I was fairly apprehensive and quite hesitant to get perfume on eBay because I wasn't sure if they would be authentic, but eBay does guarantee money back, so I thought I'd take a chance. Some of the challenges that I faced when I was buying on eBay was insufficient information in the product description. The sellers may not tell you what year it was bought or how it was stored. Even if it is in the original packing, there is no way of knowing how it was stored or when it was bought. Sometimes the pictures that they put up are not clear or show you whether the bottle is authentic or not. They will have very hazy pictures, or they will not have pictures from all the angles. Sometimes there isn't enough time to ask questions and get back the answers, especially when there's a bid going on. For example, these two, La Vie Belle and Flower Bomb, there were bids going on, and this one was just a flat price. I am going to get into details of how much I paid for each perfume and whether there was a bid or not in some time. One of the biggest challenge personally for me, because I'm new to this process, was bidding. You know, when to bid. Do you bid early in the game or do you wait till the last minute to bid? Sometimes, you know, if someone is put up something from the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast. So I had to wake up very early in the morning one day at 6 o'clock to see how it was going. And sometimes because of the timing and everything, you lose the bid. You don't want to go in too early and show your interest to the seller or to the rest of the other people who are interested in it. And you really need to be very clear in your mind what your budget is for this item. So it may help to research a few other sellers who may be selling the same items. So you may want to make sure that you don't end up paying more for what you might get at a lower cost from someone else just to win a bid. Personally, for me, bidding was a fairly nerve-wracking experience because I was new to it, and sometimes when you don't have answers to some of the questions, you don't know whether you really want to bid and win it. eBay is fairly nice in terms of protecting your bids and letting you decide what your upper limit will be. But again, you know, you could lose by $1. So again, you may have to consider, is it worth it? Do I really want it? Can I pay just $1 more to win the bid? And in the end, if there are many people bidding, it is just about who hits the button just before the bid expires. So a lot of it is also, you know, how fast you can type and how well you can time, and also a lot of luck, I guess. Another thing in my experience was individual sellers versus companies. I felt that the product is probably fresher with companies. For example, Flower Bomb was, I believe, from somebody who does this as a business. They source their perfumes at a much cheaper price and they're able to sell it at a lower cost as well. But the only problem with individual seller was that they charged lower price for it, but the packaging was awful. I missed a lot of milliliters in transit. It was very poorly packaged. It was just shoved into an envelope with some bubble wrap, and a lot of the liquid had leaked, as you can see. You know, this isn't what I have used, but I also lost a bit of it. Which is okay still, I guess. You know, this retails for $55. I got it for about $19, which is not a bad deal at all. And the other kind of sellers are individual sellers. Now again, in my experience, I felt the individual sellers did a much better job packaging it. They had put it in a box, labeled it fragile on all possible sides, and there wasn't any leakage. And of course, it helped with the other 2 bottles that they came with the lids. That one was without a lid, which in my opinion, it should have been even better packaged. The seller should have taken even more care to package it better because it didn't have a lid. But the challenge with individual sellers is this, that you never know when they got the product originally. Like, for example, with companies, you know that they're doing this for a business, so they bring in the product, they sell it quickly, and what you get is fairly fresh. But with these two, I don't know why I felt that maybe these were very old bottles. You don't know how they've been storing the perfume. When they got it, they probably had it lying around for a long time in their closet, and then they decided they weren't going to ever use it again, and so they wanted to sell it. So for example, this one I feel does smell a little bit different from what Hypno smells like when I would test it in a department store. It's not bad or off or something. Even the liquid you see is purple, but I think it is a brighter purple if you were to get a fresh bottle. But again, I paid about $20 plus $2 shipping or so for it, so I don't think it's a bad purchase at all. It's not a bad smell. It's not a perfume that has gone off or stale. It's just a little bit different. I'm still happy with it, so I don't mind. So my recommendation would be, when you want to buy stuff on eBay, is obviously read the seller reviews. Look at the ratings. Buy from someone who has 100% or a near 100% positive score. Read the feedback, get into the comments, read the positive comments, negative comments. What was the issue? Was it that the product that they sold was not authentic? Was the packaging bad? Did they take a long time to deliver? What is it that matters to you the most? I think I might still be patient to get a product in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but as long as it's genuine, I don't mind waiting. You may want to consider what's best for you, and I don't think anybody would want a fake product. Ask questions if you have time. Don't assume they're not going to answer. Sometimes the sellers may be sitting online and would be happy to answer your questions. So do ask if you have the time. You can ask for more pictures. You can ask for more information. I feel individual sellers are more likely to give you a response as opposed to companies, either because they don't receive as many responses or companies probably just don't care. Another tip would be to research well. I can't emphasize enough on how helpful research is when you want to get something off on eBay. Know your product really well. Go to Sephora or Nordstrom or whatever you have near you. Go to the store and get samples if you can. Try them out. Try the perfumes out for a few weeks, so you know what it really smells like and how it may change over time, so that you're able to distinguish whether you get a genuine bottle or a fake bottle. Like, I had a sample of La Vie Belle from Lancôme. I purchased something and I got it. And so I was really able to test it out for a few days before I thought of buying it. Similarly with Flower Bomb, I got a Sephora sample and again I tried it for a couple of weeks. And with Hypnose, even though I have been tracking this perfume for years now, I know what it smells like. But when I decided to buy it, I thought it would be best for me to just smell it again and not trust my memory. I was happy that I did it because I was able to tell whether this is authentic or not. And which is why I know, even though it is smelling a little bit different, I know it's genuine. And when you go in there, just don't try the smell. Also look at the bottles, what the bottle may look like, what the packaging looks like, especially when it is a product that they're selling which is still in its original packaging. So look at the box, look at the colors, pay attention to the liquid color, so you know whether it's genuine or not, or whether it's too old or not. The most interesting experience that I had was with La Vie Belle. I know this one has a lot of fakes going around and I was very apprehensive getting this online, but I was researching on it, and there are a couple of YouTube videos about which one is a fake and which is genuine. And interestingly enough, I found two versions of the bottle saying that this is original or not. So if you see, this one has a rose on top of where you're supposed to spray it, and in some bottles it's written La Vie Belle, and in some of the reviews that I read, they said if it's a rose it's a fake, if it's La Vie Belle then it's authentic. But I did some more digging around and I found out that they used to have a rose in the earlier editions of the bottle. So this also tells you that this was an old bottle. Probably they had it lying around for years and then they decided to sell it. So when I got it, I was in a panic state. I was like, oh my god, I got a fake. This one has a rose, but it smelled fine. So again, the research helped. I knew the smell was okay, but the bottle was okay or not, I wasn't sure. So doing your research obviously helps. Another thing would be that you bear in mind what you're paying for the product. Some sellers charge shipping that is usually non-refundable, and if it is a couple of dollars, it's still okay. But sometimes sellers would have $7, $8 for shipping. So even though the actual price of the product may seem much lower, you might end up paying a lot more once you add the shipping to it. So just be careful about that. Look at the overall cost. Try to find free shipping and returns wherever you can. Again, individual sellers usually don't offer free returns or offer any returns at all, and may charge shipping, whereas companies are able to offer more attractive terms in terms of free shipping and returns. So yeah, that was my experience buying perfume on eBay. Again, if any one of you has more tips to share, please mention in the comments below. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching. Bye bye.